Hi everyone, it's Sean here from Property Office. Nowadays, mortgages are essential for most people to own their own home. They're very useful in the right circumstance, but one big drawback is the cost, and today I wanted to focus on one way we can try reduce that. When we take on a regular repayment mortgage, we are taking on a debt with a promise to pay back the lender through installments. The lender will determine a monthly repayment figure for these installments over a period of 20 to 30 years. For this demo, I will set up a new property and new mortgage for $500,000 at 6.5% over 30 years. To do that, I will go to the Property Explorer. If you do not see it on the screen, then you can access it from the top left home menu here. So we will go to Add Property and we'll set the name to Florida Glen and the country is United States, and we'll click Add. Now let's click on the newly created property. We are setting up the mortgage, so let's go to Finances and then click Mortgage. So we'll set the value here to 500,000. The rate is 6.5. The years are 30, and we'll start this on the 1st of December 2025. Click Add. And let's just bring up the mortgage here. Now if you don't see any graphs, then just give it a moment as the calculations are still running. Under the hood there is a full engine running these scenarios. This allows you to make some relatively complex setups, and we can benchmark and test options against each other. So with your repayment, every month a portion of that will go to paying the interest and the rest will go to paying the balance. In the beginning, your balance is at its peak, so the amount of money going towards the interest is very high, and the amount going towards your balance is pretty low. Here are the results, and the total amount of interest you pay is nearly $640,000. The graph you see here is showing you what proportion of your payment goes to the lender in red and your balance in green. You can see how the interest is reducing and more is going into the capital. Out of your $3,100 payment, you can see in the first month that less than $500 is going towards your balance, which is a bit nuts. That is how the compounding effect works, and it gets worse the longer you stretch out your mortgage. You end up paying a lot more. I'm going to show you how that compounding effect works both ways. The trick to saving money is to decrease your balance through overpayments. This can seem like a lot, especially as you have just managed to buy the house in the first place, but I'll show you it'll be worth it. Some lenders may apply penalties, but many will allow you to make up to 5% overpayment per year on the principal, so just check with your particular circumstance first. 5% works out to $25,000. For this example, let's say we are able to get that money together a year later. Let's carry on by adding the overpayment. We'll click on the Overpayment tab and click on Add Payment. Our mortgage was on the 1st of December 2025, so let's make the overpayment the 1st of December 2026, and the value is $25,000. When making an overpayment, you can usually decide between keeping the payments the same or reducing the monthly payment. If you can afford to keep the payments the same, then it will shorten your mortgage and save you a lot of interest that you would have had to pay. So we're going to shorten the mortgage here and then click Add. Great, that's it. Let's just wait for the calcs to finish. Any sort of overpayment will go into your balance. If your balance is lower, then you will pay less interest, but by keeping your repayments the same, then a little bit more each month will go into your balance too. Because a little bit more has gone into your balance, then you have even less interest to pay the following month, which means even more goes into your balance, and so on and so on. Because of this, overpayments work best at the early stages of a mortgage, so you can maximize its compound fighting effect. Looking here, that $25,000 overpayment just a year into the mortgage will save you nearly $120,000 in interest. You will take nearly 4 years off your mortgage. You have this big spike, which is the overpayment, and then all the screen area above the blue baseline is where the reclaimed interest is. This area would have gone to paying the lender, now it's going to you instead. We can even extend this further with another overpayment. Let's do the same overpayment a year later. So we'll go to add payment and we'll set this to the 1st of December 2027. The amount is $25,000 and we'll shorten the mortgage. Click add. Okay, there it is. So you see the two big spikes for the overpayments, and we are now up to $200,000 from the $50,000 additional we put in. You may notice the second overpayment only saved an additional $80,000 over the first one of $120,000. This is partly because the balance is less, and also because there is not as much time for the interest to build. This shows you how big the impact of going early can be. A later overpayment will still work and will still save money, but the effect will not be as big. Okay, that's it for another scenario. I did try and think I'd get these video lengths down a bit, but that's something still to work on. If you would like to access these same tools for testing your own situation, then please find a link in the description. Registration is free and you will find a number of other handy tools to help you keep on top of your property life. Take care and we'll see you in the next one.